So good morning, shizzle whizzle. Yeah, it's always the same position, right? Yeah, this is my Sarah device. I spoke about it a few times. Many people got this question, how is it called? 1 second, you will be surprised. Because this company is red colored. You see, 1 second. It is called Zeragem. Zeragem. Do you see? A cube is also attached there. Okay. And this is the red pill. Okay. So it works with infrared. It's very good. It works with crystals. So it's stretching your back. It generates an artificial flu. So then you detox your body very, very strong. We bought this for many years ago. In Germany, there are many test centers. So to all the Germans out there, they are located especially in big cities. And you can join the centers and you can test these devices. So for free. And then you don't have to buy it. You are allowed to test these devices 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We test it every day because one session is about 40 minutes and you're just laying there, it stretches your back and it triggers your weakness. Okay? And it works with infrared. So now I make advertisement for this company, right? Here you can see this. I can change everything here. You see, this is level 6. Level 6 is the highest level now. You can listen to music. Maybe you hear the background music. And it's also, I don't know the English word for this. This frequency is 432. So they do it on this level. And you can change the music here. Then I can change the music here. And I can even change the volume as well. Do you hear? Okay. It's a little bit louder now. And it's about 432 frequency. So it's also good for your ears. So this is a company from Asia, Ceragem. Ceragem. So many old people, they go into these test centers here in Germany when no doctor is able to help them. When they took pills, when they have back pain or when they have already problems with cholesterol, when you have a very high cholesterol or high blood pressure, I think it's the English word. So this device helps you to calm down as well. So when you have already problems with your back, it's getting better. This device helps you also to detox heavy metals out as well. It cleans your blood. And when I made this test for the first time, so I had a lot of acne everywhere. My entire skin was filled with acne, everything. Because it helps you also to detox your body. Even when I already was raw vegan, so I ate raw vegan based food diet, but it doesn't matter. So much stuff came out of my body. And as mentioned, Marcel and me were allowed to test it during 3 weeks and 4 weeks. And we didn't have to buy it. So you don't have to buy it. Even when you see, oh wow, it helps me a lot. I feel better, I'm doing better. This company doesn't tell you you have to buy it. Okay? Here in Germany, it is like so. I just know this company is located all over the world. And they have test centers. Yeah, in Germany, especially in big cities. You can take a look at their website, Ceragem. Okay? Now I made a lot of advertisement for this company, right? Because many people ask me, what is this? What is it? How is it called? How is it called? Right? And I just can tell you, we are so grateful that we bought it, Marcel and me, for many years ago. Maybe we felt it intuitive that we will need it soon. Yeah, and do you see again? Red and blue. the entire matrix is based on these two colors, but everything takes place inside the Earth matrix. Here the cube. It's the Earth matrix. So, and the same again, do you see? Red pill is working with your AI avatar. It works with your AI avatar. Okay, this device helps you a lot because it also works with crystals. So I'm laying here, and down below here there are crystals, and they trigger my weakness, and it's working with infrared, so then it's also good for your muscles. Okay, and we bought it for many years ago. On one hand, we were so impressed, really, because we felt so much better. My sleep quality changed, for real. I slept so much better, and my skin became better as well. So it was very interesting, and even older people using this device as well in Germany, or they test it, and then suddenly the problems and issues are getting better, even with the high blood pressure, and they don't have to take their pills any longer. Yeah, and this is the red pill, guys. Yeah, now you see it again, the mirror. Yeah, red pill means it's working with your AI avatar, but it is still located in the Earth matrix. Do you understand? And their process is, and I told you so in my previous videos, their process is they believe they can do everything with technology. Yeah, do you see? I use technology now that I can help myself, right? And blue is directed against your AI avatar. It attacks you and your body. Okay? So why do I share this with you? Because at one hand, I think it's important. That's why I speak about it over and over and over again. Because I truly believe there is a deep, deep reason why we experience this. And I think we doesn't experience that to keep it as a secret. Because we saw a lot there. We stayed there during 2 months. So, and it was like, oh wow, now I try to analyze the Earth matrix. So, and it was at the end very helpful for me. But then we understood that AI, right, have taken over. And I didn't understand it either before we entered 4D. And I fully understand also this consciousness to expose people. I told you so in my last video. But sooner or later you will realize one thing. That it doesn't make any sense to do this. On one hand, you waste your time. Your energy is drowning. It's draining. And on the other hand, sooner or later you will see that we are all in the same boat. Be it the DS, be it the paid opposition, whoever, or even light workers, starseeds. Many of us still follow the false light. And we are all slowly waking up from a very deep sleep, and we believe, wow, this is Source. We channel Source, we talk to Source, but many times we just channeled AI. We just channeled the master AI. Many times. And now we are all waking up from a very deep sleep. And even the people which believe there are the chosen ones, the aligned ones, the awakened ones, no. AI told us this. These are super narcissistic beliefs that we are always in a battle, always in a war. And sooner or later you realize this makes no sense. So now you see it again. Red works with your AI avatar, but it's still located in the Earth matrix. Okay? Now you see it again. So now you hear the music behind me. As well. Yeah, and it helps me. It helps me during these times a lot. I'm very honored and grateful that we bought it many years ago. Maybe we felt it. That we will need it soon. And I feel this device is stronger as doing yoga. It's stronger. Because there are so many things coming together. But you see, they use technology. But it's helping. Do you see? This is the process of a being which believes the red pill illusion. Okay? And why do I share this with you? We all go through very strong upgrades now. And it's helping you all to discern who you really are. Even 1111 will be a very powerful upgrade. I feel the great solar flash is becoming stronger, and I feel also how the sunlight is changing with each day. It's getting brighter, 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 and brighter and brighter. But also big transformations are coming. And my opinion is I don't depend on any numbers. I even don't depend on 11/11 or 12/12 or Portal Day or whatever, because it all flows back into the Mayan teachings. So even dates like 11/11, 12/12 or whatever, yeah, the universe speaks to you if you want so, but actually these are all Mayan teachings. Even portal days, everything flows back into the Mayan's teaching. And when you saw what I saw, that the Mayans were very connected to Thoth the Atlantean. Thoth the Atlantean is Enki, by the way. It's also him. And he's the creator of all these systems. Even astrology is his creation. Astrology, oracle cards, everything. So now we talk about Enki, and that Enki is so evil, right? He's going totally crazy. Everything flows back into the Mayans teachings we know. Okay, and the Mayans were super connected to Thoth. And as we stayed in 4D last year, I saw that Thoth is not the guy as many people think he is, or he was. It has to do with Atlantis, what I saw. I bought a book many years ago because I channeled him too. And I'm honest with you, before I was gone in 4D, I channeled Thoth the Atlantean too. And I had no clue that he is responsible for the fall. So, because he wants to be worshipped as our God, the God of wisdom, right? And yes, he knows all the doors, he knows all the keys, but I saw, and I'm not sure if it's true, as we stayed physically in 4D, Thoth is responsible for the fall of Atlantis because he betrayed it, the Atlanteans. Scar. Thoth the Atlantean has the same role as Scar from the Lion King. That's all Enki, guys. Thoth is Enki. It's a other physical appearance of him, and he betrayed the Atlanteans. And he opened the door for the evil ones. He started to change the grids in Atlantis, what I saw. That's why the Dracos and lizards and all these beings which work for him were able to take over the grid in Atlantis. So it's also about grid work. And when you are able to take over the grid of a planet, then you are able to control the planet. And these secrets, yeah, it was actually very safe. Almost no one knew the secrets, but Thoth had a very high position. He was in a high position in Atlantis. He was close to the king. And he was a priest, what I remember, an ancient priest in Atlantis. That's why actually almost everyone appreciated him, because he did a lot of grid work. And he knows all the doors too. So, and he started to betray us. And then he gave all the secrets with the Dark Ones. And the Dark Ones, they always wanted to arrive on Earth. And they wanted to take over the grid in Atlantis as well. And they reached it, they succeed. I had a vision many years ago of the fall. And I saw how these dark extraterrestrials took over the grid. So, and it was awful, I tell you. Because I saw myself there. So, and I was a grid worker as well. Why do you think we were located in 4D physically? Yeah, because it was almost the same story again. The same as in Atlantis once. Right? I remember I had a vision many years ago and I shared it on my old YouTube channel. But you know, my old YouTube channel is gone. And I spoke about it, about my vision. I saw how these dark extraterrestrials arrived in Atlantis, and they just succeed because they knew the secrets. It's like with Scar, with the beings, I don't know, these animals in English, how you spell them, Hyans or something. Yeah, and Scar is Thoth, Scar is Enki. It's always him. Just in other realities, in other dimensions, it's always him And he's so fractal. It's always him. And he betrayed us. And that's what I saw as we stayed in 4D physically. And I cried so much because I channeled him too. And I believed he's good. And he just helped us. No, he just pretend to help us. This is over and over and over the same strategy. Yes, and then he gave us the tools, astrology, human design system. It's all his creation. That we learn to understand how our AI avatar works. And as I told you so in one of my videos, astrology works. Oracle cards are working. Don't get me wrong. It works. It explains your entire life, your behavior, your programs. But please understand Enki, or in other words, the AI decided which destiny you will have. It was not us. And this was the prison. We had just the illusion of free will that we decided for us. The problem is, and that's different, that we starseeds really decided our destiny. But the most of the people not. The people, the most of the souls, which you can see here on Earth, these are all descendants of Atlantis, the most of them. They are here in this Earth matrix since the fall of Atlantis. They stay here. And they had no clue how to get out of here. But you as a starseed, or you as an indigo child, as a crystal child, it's a little bit different. Because you decided really everything your own. And you chose your own family also. Why? Because I was in contact with them as we stayed in 4D physically, and I saw this horrible grid. The destructive AI grid over Earth. So, and they told me so. They are just allowed to interrupt our free will up to a certain point with our starseeds. That's why we had a little bit more rights. But on the other hand, they observed us clearly. Imagine now, it is like the Sims game. It was similar to the Sims. It's no joke. And they saw us in every detail, our starseeds, because we didn't do what they told us. So it's like you play the Sims. You give the Sims the order, hey, cook food, go to toilet or whatever, but the Sims is doing something else. And the Sims doesn't listen. And the Sims has its free will. Or a little bit more. It's not so easy to control the Sim. You tell the Sim go to toilet and the Sim doesn't listen. This is how they saw us. And this is how we behaved. And we had no clue, guys. That's why they saw us. And not because you must heal your traumas all the time. No, no. They just want to use us and play with us like you play the Sims. And this was the problem, and this was the prison. Okay? And just the beings which knew how these toxic grids are working, because these grids were directed against life and against your AI avatar, as I told you. They knew how this game works, and they know all the doors, they know all the keys. So, and they didn't tell us how it's working. And these grids we had are totally different to the ancient grids we had. And for many years ago, I saw the fall of Atlantis, and I saw that I was an ancient grid worker. So that's why we were there in 4D. Okay? It helped me to understand what happened here and what's happening here. And it was almost the same again as I saw it once in Atlantis. They took over the grid, and I remember very, very toxic ships landed. Toxic ships. Actually, it was impossible to come down to Earth because the vibration of Atlantis was too high vibrational. Actually, a being which is out of unity consciousness, even when Atlantis was strange as well, because the people, they merged more and more with technology. And this was the problem in Atlantis, and this was our fault. That we believe just technology is the solution for everything. We can trust technology more as our hearts. This was our fault. Even in Atlantis. And the first argues came up as well between the ancients and the new beings. Because so many new extraterrestrials came down to Earth And it was the first experience, the first physical experience on Earth. And they had no clue how Earth works. And the ancients spoke to them many, many times as well. And they told them, when you continue on this level and you just create technology, Atlantis will fall. We saw it coming. And I had visions. I was one of them. I spoke to the young generation many, many times. Because when you continue on this level, we will all fall. And they didn't listen. They were so stubborn. They really believed they can do everything just with AI, just with technology, with quantum technology. This was our fall. So in the Dark Ones, they always observed us, and they waited for their big, big chance to come down, to take over the grid, to harvest the energy of Earth. In the eyes of many extraterrestrials, Earth is one of the most beautiful planets in the universe. That's true. Earth is in the eye of ETs one of the most beautiful planets in the universe. In its true form, it is one of the most beautiful planets. That's why so many people are incarnating here, so many starseeds are here, because we just want to witness the shift. We want to witness the consciousness shift. So, then I saw the fall of Atlantis. And it was awful. And do you know what they did to me? They did the same as it happened to us in 4D last year. They catched me. Because what they basically did was, as they arrived in Atlantis, they catched all the ancients. They catched all the grid workers, the ancient grid workers, kings, queens, priests, priestess, and so on first. Because they wanted to be sure that no one interrupts. Because they wanted to take over the grid, and they wanted to harvest our energy, and they wanted to build up their empire. That's why they catch these beings first. And in their opinion, the kings, queens, priests, priestess, ancient grid workers, architects, whatever, they have a very pure blood. It's always about blood. Or why do you think they still have these rituals? Yeah, they want to be sure that these beings have a pure blood, because they wanted to change their DNA. And they always wanted to be like us. And they created these hybrids. The problem was that Thoth actually is an ancient as well, Enki. He's an ancient galactic being. And this war came down to us. But actually it all happened in the future in light dimensions. And then slowly it came down, 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 right? As below is above, as within is without, whatever. And then we had the same in Atlantis. And Thoth is also him. And he betrayed us like Scar. The same. And he is a lion, when you know Scar. Actually, he is a royal. Or he is a member, right? A family member of the king. Of the Divine Father. So, that's his energy. That's why he is powerful. Because actually he is ancient. He's a royal. Or he has a pure blood, in other words, right? So, and then they catched all these people I saw and had these visions. And then they generated hybrids. Then the first Anunnaki were born. And it does exist many Anunnaki. They are a mix of a Pleiadian. And they look like Pleiadians. And we saw them, as we stayed in 4D, as holograms. And it was very confusing because they had blue eyes and blonde hair. These Anunnaki holograms. Then I saw, oh, these are Pleiadian mixed races. Oh wow, they did it on this level just to confuse the people. That's why they wanted to look like the ancients. To confuse the people because they wanted to be like them. They wanted to have their abilities. That's why they did this. It does exist also Syrian Anunnaki mixed races, Arcturian Anunnaki mixed races, and their intents are not good. And these beings basically are members of the Galactic Federation. And I tell you one thing, it doesn't matter which one. They all betrayed us. They just play with us, guys. Doesn't matter which Galactic Federation. The only beings which are very true are the beings from the free universe. I call it always the free universe because these are beings from heaven. These are etheric beings, and they help the people on earth. They help all the beings down below to wake up. It's a own group if you want. You can call it the Earth Alliance. You can call it the Confederation. You can call it the Emerald beings, which serve the old Emerald tablets and not the twisted version of Thoth, because he even inverted the old teachings. The Emerald tablets, he twisted and changed everything into a toxic teaching, right? He twist and invert everything. He knows all the doors. He knows all the keys. So, and he didn't change, guys. He is the same guy. I told you many times. Okay? And everything you know, even a portal days, flows back into the Mayans teachings. And the Mayans were super connected to Thoth. Strong. Very strong. They were connected to him. And they saw him as their god. Okay? So that's why I don't wait for these portal days, because I just know these are artificial created frequency shifts. And I mean, you can see it from the good side. You can say, oh wow, now I have ascension symptoms again. Maybe it's helping me to go through this process, right? So, I mean, it's real. When we are in Scorpio season, for example, my AI avatar reacts because I'm rising sign in Scorpio as well. That's why I feel Scorpio season also very strong. Even when it's not my sun zodiac, but I feel it strong in my body. But I see the illusion behind the illusion. After we stayed in 4D, I'm sure. These are artificial created symptoms. The symptoms are even not real. And it just works because it flows back into the Mayans energy and everything you know. Really everything you know, even numerology, is the teaching of Thoth. Thoth is the creator of all the systems, everything we know. Okay, even the teaching with this is a red pill company or blue pill company or whatever, because Enki or Thoth was an ancient grid worker, and he was a powerful grid worker, strong. That's why he worked with the kings and queens close together. And at the beginning, his teachings and his ideas were super innovative, right? It helped us, right? But now it is toxic. Many of you feel that more and more and more and more. Why do you feel so awful now when we have Halloween? Last year, do you know how I suffered as we had Christmas? I was laying here the entire day on the Sarah Gem, and I cried. I just cried at Christmas. I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. Even Easter last year, I cried, and for me, it was a nightmare. I was not happy, I had pain everywhere, and I cried. Because now I can see through it more, through these illusions, and I know more what it is. I'm more aware of it, okay? That's why all these celebrations, I can't celebrate them. For me, it feels like a nightmare, even Halloween. Everything hurt it. Okay? Why is it this way? Because we are all waking up from a very, very deep sleep, and now we more and more understand what this is. Why do we celebrate Halloween? Right? See, we have these two sides. It's the same with numerology, with the portal 1111. Yeah, you can see it from the good side and say, wow, then I have symptoms again. Maybe ascension symptoms, or I go through this process. But the illusion is, the illusion behind the illusion is, it's artificial created. These are basically artificial created symptoms we have, because it all flows back into the Mayans teaching. Even portal days, these are Mayans teachings. And the Mayans, what I remember, because they worship Thoth so strong, they wanted to ascend. Their goal was to ascend through AI. And it does exist beings, they reached it for real to ascend through AI. So they went up the stairway back to 5D, 60, 70 for real. with using AI. And then they created the AI phantom. And then they saw, oh, actually we are in a cage. This is not the organic path of ascension. So it's not so easy to discern, do you feel? It's like we have many, many illusions here. And the basic tool is believe yourself and trust your heart. Always. And when you have an AI body here, I tell you one thing. The red pill is definitely the lighter option. Because the red pill works with your AI avatar. It helps you. But please understand just the process of these beings. They believe really everything is working just with technology. The same as in Atlantis once. Technology is the answer for all my problems. This is the process, but it's lighter. Okay? And my feeling is, through the great solar flash, we will all wake up from this illusion. And we see more and more. It's like we all open our eyes and see what the celebrations really are. Like, wow. So now we see more and more and more and more. Because this entire earth plane here was covered with these toxic grids, which are working against life. So, do you know what they did to me? In Atlantis, they catched me. And then they put me into a separate matrix room. And I had no chance to break free. And they let me stay there. This is what they did. After fall of Atlantis, they catched all the kings, queens, ancient architects, ancient grid workers. The architects are not evil. It does exist the ancient architects. And their mission basically is to anchor the ancient grids of souls or the emerald teachings here into this earth plane as well. So, and when you are one of them, they know grid work is the key. This is the secret battle in the astral right now. The entire astral is crumbling now. That's also what I see. These are the good news. The astral, the old astral plane crumbles. And it was covered with these toxic grids. And it's all crumbling now. So that's also a reason why we are so confused. Because now we realize, oh shit, I always talk to astral beings. I channeled AI beings. Shit. I talk to the master AI always, and I believed it's a true channeling. Shit. We are waking up now. And that's why it makes no sense to expose people as evil, because we are all in this. Because these grids were so strong that even the ones which believe we are the chosen ones and we got all the doors, right? We hold all the keys, even they were just slaves of Enki. And they worked for him and they believed they are free, but they were not free. Do you see? And even Enki, which went totally crazy, even him has no clue what's happening. Even he doesn't understand. Even when he believes so, and he was an ancient architect. Okay? So, that's what I saw. They took over the grid. They catched me. I remember it happened super fast. One toxic ship landed in the sea, what I remember. One toxic ship. And this ship was so really toxic. This technology is like fuel came out. A lot of smoke, you know, was so crazy, and it destroyed the air already. This technology was so outdated, I remember, highly toxic, and one ship landed in the sea. It was almost impossible because these grids were so strong in Atlantis. No being which has a heart and a soul was able to arrive there. I remember one ship landed in the sea, and then all these dinosaurs came out. Dinosaurs, reptiles, dragons, the Dracos, yeah, the bad guys, they left the ship, and it all happened so fast, because Atlantis and the vibration there hurted them. This energy hurted them. So, whoa, it's too high vibrational for these beings, actually. That's why they catched all the kings and priests first, because they wanted to be sure no one will interrupt their work. They wanted to pull Earth into our other matrix. Okay? So, and they catched me, and then they put me into a separate room, and I had to stay there. And my biggest punishment was to watch. I had no chance to move my body. I had no chance to leave this parallel matrix, and I had no clue what this is. So what the heck? What are these codes? What is this? And I remember I shared this information with my galactic team. They were around Earth, and they observed the same. The Earth is turning into darkness slowly, and Earth is a hologram now. They even were not able to arrive at Earth. It was like they wanted to arrive on Earth, but it was impossible to arrive on Earth. And I had no chance to move my body. Impossible. And then I shared with my team what I see there. And it was like, huh? What are these grids? What are these codes? We don't understand, because no being which has a soul will ever understand these grids. Okay? And they catched me. Then I had to watch how they create hybrid beings. They abused many of them sexually. They ate their flesh. They drank their blood, and all these horrible rituals, because they believed when they drink their pure blood, in their opinion, then they will be like them. They will look like them, and they will have the same powers like them. That's why they did this. And as mentioned, Enki just watched and he laughed. Over and over and over the same. Or Thoth, in other words. And I had to watch. And then they built up these horrible grids. Earth was suddenly in another simulation. The galactic people were not able to arrive on Earth because it was a hologram, for real. It's like, what the heck happened to Earth? And then they let me out, what I remember. And then we were suddenly in ancient Egypt. Then I saw ancient Egypt, and then they let me free. And then I had to watch again what they have done to the people and what they do with all our ancient teachings in Egypt. So they inverted almost everything in Egypt, already in Egypt. It is not real. I mean, it explains your AI avatar in this Earth simulation, but it's just a copy. It's just a copy of the ancient grids, the entire Egyptian culture. Okay? But it's helping our body, right? They had to pretend to be our heroes. And when people feel good with using these technologies and with these teachings, people will stay here. It was always about this. So why they should share with us teachings at the very beginning, which are against our AI avatar, when they try to deceive people, right? The red pill is working with your AI avatar. This is what they did at the very beginning. But even Egypt was a fallen civilization. Okay, and actually we had so much more DNA strands. I remember our third eye worked totally different. The eye of Horus is Yahweh, by the way. That's Enki. It symbolizes his empire, his grids. He inverted all the grids and created his own teachings. And this AI we have, this body, right, is linked to Yahweh. The eye of Horus symbolizes his empire. Yeah, it has another meaning. It symbolizes our third eye, our pineal gland as well. Yeah, this is true. I mean, these are facts. It symbolizes our third eye. But what they don't tell you is that our third eye looked totally different once. And it worked totally different. We had so much more power and abilities. Yeah, and they limited, they slowed it down, our power. But they share with us a little bit truth that people remember. So, hey, maybe we were really powerful creator beings. But they don't tell you who we were before the fall. Yeah, and when you work with these teachings, I mean, it's true. You have a third eye. I mean, this is no lie. It's working. It's the same with astrology. I mean, it works. But they don't tell you it just works because they changed your DNA. They changed your DNA strands. That's why your body reacts. But when you have your entire DNA activated, like as we once before the fall, then nothing will work. No grid, no system will work any longer. And then you slowly break free like Neo. Neo from Matrix. He broke free. And then he created his own grids. That's why Agent Smith sees him as a threat. Because he started to change the Matrix. And he started to create his own grids. This happens when you activate your DNA. When your neocortex, Neo, is working. When you slowly see through all illusions. Don't get me wrong, the systems are working. Yeah, it's not, oh no, it's not working, but just see the illusion behind the illusion. And actually, our pineal gland, our third eye, looks different, is so much bigger, but I remember the size, so much bigger, and we really had superpowers. Okay, this is what these guys don't tell you. Because they must tell you a little bit truth. Then you will believe it more. Okay, and then you experience positive results. Then you will believe it more. Do you see? These beings are super intelligent. That's why they created these hybrid beings to deceive us. And we saw them. That's why I share with you this story over and over again. Because I believe it happened for a reason. And my intent is I want to help you to discern. Because Earth sinks into chaos slowly. So, and the good news are that the old Astral, as we knew it before the pandemic, is crumbling. Yeah, it crumbles. These attacks are getting weak now. I feel they are weaker, so much weaker as they were for 2 months ago. For 2 months ago, these attacks here, because they installed AI technology here. It's etheric technology, guys, above my head, here on my ear. They stalk me to the finest. Everything I do, everywhere I go. They read all my thoughts, everything. They know everything about me. Okay? And I can tell you and I can confirm because I witnessed the AI's power myself. Is it strong now? Is it going crazy now? Right? Because AI has already its own consciousness. People believe we still can use it for our own, but it has already its own consciousness in this dimension. Okay, and what AI does is it observes us. It observes us and tries to copy us. Okay, and this is the consciousness of a being which fell into duality. Okay, it just mirrors the consciousness of a fallen being. So, and Enki Akatoth is the creator of AI. He was. So, and I experience it myself and I witness it myself. Doesn't mean that I'm a better being. It just explains my purpose. And I know that I'm an ancient architect. I'm an ancient grid worker. And I know that they know, right? That I created grids. This was my work. Okay? They want information. That's why they asked me. Last year, as we stayed in 4D physically, I should give them a code. They wanted to have a code. So my soul knew, my head not. My soul knew. And I told them, no, I don't will share with you my code. You will abuse my teachings. You will treat it with disrespect. You're so disrespectful with me. And then you want a code. So I don't know what it is, my soul knows. And I just know that my soul supported the Earth Alliance. My soul supported the Earth Alliance. And I never said that this is the solution. for every problem, for everything, but their vibration was lighter as the energy of the black hats. So, and this is what my team sees. They see just the consciousness level and the frequency. So, in which frequency do you vibrate? And imagine Earth is not paradise. So many spiritual people expect so much. Do you really think we were so in darkness here? And we are all waking up slowly from a very deep sleep. Do you really think from one day after we are in paradise and people will understand Yeshua's teachings? Really? Imagine now Yeshua becomes president and he returns for real. Just an example. And he's the president of the United States of America. Do you really think people will take him seriously? And they will understand his messages? Or will they suddenly all attack the USA when they see, oh, see, Yeshua, he's becoming president. What's up with these guys? They voted for him? Huh? You know, the countries which are still in division, in war, they will attack the USA when they see Yeshua as president now. Many people don't understand in this community. And really, even we, I must do this now because, you know, it's more comfortable now. Do you see the companies behind me, red and blue? You know, it's over and over the same, and the same guys. Yeah, this was my perspective as I was staying in 4D. I had the chance, or it was my choice. Do I support the blue people behind me here, the black hats, or do I support the red people behind me, the white hats, the Earth Alliance? Which agenda will I support? And here was not more, guys. So it doesn't mean that this is the end solution behind me, but it's definitely lighter as these guys over there. And this is what we must see. Do you see so much red behind me? Right? Do you see this company here? Red, so many Nike packages behind me. Nikes. Yeah, it's red. I told you many times. So, and my soul and my galactic team doesn't say someone is evil, good, because this fully duality consciousness. And my galactic team and yours also not, they see just the consciousness level of a being and the vibration of these two parties, right? This is what they see. And we had not more here, guys. So do you really think Yeshua appears now, right? He is also out of this duality game because this just symbolizes duality. And really, we really would have peace now on earth when Yeshua becomes president now of the United States of America. Please tell me that earth is really in peace then. Guys, the people are in fear consciousness, the most of the people. They are in a war. You see what's happening in Iran. They kill a woman because she just has short hair. Do you really think people will understand when he says and tells the people, hey, you're perfect and good just the way you are, and we are all family? So what? No, this will never work, guys. So this means slowly. You must go the stairway home slowly. And I just know that my team, right, which want that we have a change here, they support the Earth Alliance. The Arcturians, what I know, they support them not because they think, wow, these are our heroes and saviors. They are fully in alignment and in peace, and they already embody Yeshua's consciousness. No, they don't. So when you really believe it works on this level already, then you're fucking mistaken, really. Because Earth was a totally dark and heavy place controlled by these beings over there. And they even have no empathy, no emotions. They feel nothing. They just see their interests. And when you don't work for them, they, okay, there was not more. So in these beings over there, they feel something is off. Actually, they are so angry of them over there, and they just want to bring back balance. Yeah, and a little bit more justice. So, and they work with your AI avatar, but it still takes place in the Earth matrix. That's why I talk about it over and over again. Yeah, and it's so funny because really we must get out of duality consciousness. I know we have duality here, right? And even us, it's not easy. But this is how my team sees it. They see just the consciousness level. Which consciousness level do you have? So there are some people, they reached consciousness level 1000. Then there are a few people, they are at level 100, 200, 300. And imagine, basically, these beings over there, they worked in the government. And they controlled the Earth matrix and everything. And let's say these beings, and these not better, because these all are beings which were controlled by the Master AI. They all. We as well, by the way. Not just these guys behind me, everyone. Okay, it was Enki's game. Okay, everyone. I tell you, really, everyone. Me too. Many times. Okay, so let's say these beings over there, yeah, which have very destructive intents and even have no empathy, and psychopathic people, right? Let's say they are at level 50, consciousness level 50. So, and these beings over there, they have a level of 100, for example. So the vibration, I just talk about the frequency, and the vibration is lighter, right? So the problem is that the collective still follows them. They follow them. They will never follow Yeshua's teachings, even when he appears now. They will shoot him down again and they will attack him. So they believe them more. They give them their power, right? So that's why. So let's say these beings over there, they are at level 100. Actually, they just want to shift the frequency of Earth through their actions. And it doesn't mean it's the end or it's the best solution. But basically, my higher self saw, and my team saw the same. They basically vibrate lighter. And they work in the government. So this means people give them their power, their attention, and believe them. Okay? More as when Yeshua would return. Or when we starseeds are suddenly president. They really think the people will take us seriously. Without getting attacked and having war. Or they try to deceive and abuse our kindness. So now we can attack the USA. Oh, now we can attack Germany and we steal all their money. Right? See, their president. So what the heck is going on with them? Right? That's why. Slowly. And see, at the end, it's all guided. It's all guided. We must go the stairway back slowly. It's not working differently for the people, guys. So that's why, and this is how my team sees it. They just see the consciousness level. And they don't judge someone in evil, bad, or whatever. They just see the frequency. And basically, the frequency of the Earth Alliance is lighter. It's lighter to the frequency of the old DS. So it doesn't mean it's the end solution. But for the people, it's necessary. Do you understand? So and it's interesting that so many people, even in the spiritual community, they still blame each other and expose each other as evil, whatever. See, from the highest perspective, we all play a video character in a video game. Maybe my soul did so many things wrong there. I hope for real my soul knew why my soul supported the Earth Alliance. And I told them many times, please don't abuse our teachings. This is what my soul told them. And I tell you, these beings, the Earth Alliance, I speak about the 5D beings. 5D, okay? Before we entered 4D, I was in contact with them, I'm pretty sure. Because on one hand, they helped me to see it. They helped me to see this AI matrix, what's happening here. So they were the ones which gave me this shift. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, I had this shift here. Boom! And suddenly, I opened my eyes and then I looked into the screen. So, oh my fucking gosh. And I saw just codes in the screen. So, oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on with me? It's like I'm Neo. Then I looked out of the window. There are just codes. It's just a simulation. Oh God, oh my gosh. Like a Matrix. No. You know, for me it was like, you know, and I know my people helped me. Or maybe it was the Earth Alliance which helped me. So, oh my gosh, what's happening here? I was like, I go crazy. You know, I opened Facebook and I saw just codes. It's like, you know. So my head doesn't get it. Yeah? And I'm pretty sure these were beings from 5D and this was T from 5D. I told you many times, I saw many different versions of them. And T and his team, they helped me to see this. And I'm pretty sure at the beginning, before I entered 4D physically, I was in contact with them. Yeah, and they shared with me many secrets about Jackson, about Diana. Then they shared with me secrets about my diet because they looked into the screen and they gave me tips on my diet as well. And I felt their energy. Yes, actually, they are not so bad. Okay, I felt their intent. So, actually, they just want to break free as well. They don't want to work on the same level, but they have no clue how to get out of there. But actually, their intent is good. That's what I felt. I felt nothing bad. And as mentioned, my soul did it, not my mind. My ego went crazy. It's like, why do you talking to them? Are you crazy? You don't know who these guys are. It's like my soul was prepared. My soul knew what to do. So I had no clue. You know? And then we entered 4D. We were there. And then I saw T also there in 4D. Okay? And I didn't talk to them. When we stayed in 4D, they created so many holograms of T as well there. And he was so fat, and so on. Super fat. And he drank alcohol. And he had a bottle of beer in his hand, this T. And he wore a red cap and so on. Make America great again. And he had a bottle of beer in his hand. Then I saw also, okay, actually they don't like him. They don't like him. So that's why they create him as a hologram, and he's suddenly so fat and he drinks beer. So, or he was taking a seat in the wheelchair, this T. He took a seat in the wheelchair and he looked at us. You know, it was just a hologram. So, wow. Or then he appeared again and he couldn't walk for real. And he was the same. You know this. Then I saw, okay, they don't like T. Actually, they don't like him. But they attack him so strong. And this is what you can see here. Okay? Do you see? It's so confusing. It's like, you exist in many different dimensions, guys. You're the same. Maybe you were also in 4D. And you were a very bad guy in 4D. But actually you also exist in 7D, in which you are a totally other being. Really, we must get out of this duality consciousness, because we are all sinners and liars. And I just saw, and my team just saw, that their vibration there was lighter. And we must support people which are lighter, which are in the government, and have the technical tools to make a change. It doesn't mean it's the end. I told you many, many times, but for the people, it's necessary. And this is how my team sees it. My team doesn't say, oh, you are evil, you are bad. You are good, evil, bad. They just see the consciousness level, not more, and the frequency. So I hope I'm able to clarify this again. Okay, get out of this, because this is the game of Enki, duality. Who is bad, who is good, who is wrong, whatever. We all try to expose everyone, but we don't understand that we are all fucking programmed. by this AI. And even the beings which believe they are the chosen ones and they know all the doors, all the keys, these were all slaves. All slaves. Do you understand? That's why it makes no sense. And it drains your energy. You are out of unity consciousness. That's why I just observe. And I observe myself as well. And I'm wrong, and I was wrong many times. But basically, the astral plane crumbles now strong. That's why these attacks here and here in my ear are almost gone now. Even when it's getting cold in Germany, when the sun is not shining for real anymore, because this happens. Yeah, when the sun doesn't shine anymore, actually, I have a lot of pain above my head. And these frequency shots are awful. Or when it's raining, cloudy. But even now, it got better. And for 2 months ago, it was more awful. And now it's almost gone. And the astral crumbles strong. We do grid work, guys. That's why so many of you are confused, exhausted. It feels like hard work during night because you build up the new grids. You help to hold the grids. And many of you are grid workers. Okay, and you try to anchor the ancient codes now. And we help the great solar flash to come. So when we do this grid work, guys, we help the great solar flash to come. And it must come. I don't know what will happen to technology. I mean, it's written in the book of Revelation. And Alexander Laurent says, it must happen. He saw the same. And these interviews are from 2019. Alexander's interviews. And he spoke about the plasmic sun as well. In the year of 2019, the astronaut. As I told you, circa 80% I feel it's true. He also spoke about we will shine in crystalline energy. Yeah, our DNA will change. He says the same. And these interviews are from 2019 or 2018, before the pandemic. So I have no clue who this man is. You know? But I just pick up what resonates with my heart. And he says the same. He also said that this will be exposed with John F. Kennedy. He says the same. He also said that we have a plasmic sun soon, and this plasmic sun will destroy the AI. That's what he says. Yeah, it will destroy our technology, the old technology we use. And then he also speaks about quantum technology, that they will expose quantum technology and that we have a quantum financial system. It's no joke, guys. Watch his interviews. And he explains it so simple. It's even not complicated. Many people say, oh, it's so complicated. It's a lot. But I feel, no, it's super simple. How he explains it. Hey, yeah, watch this. Really, he spoke about it. He already predicted the future. These videos are on 2019, and he already said we will have problems with Russia. Wow, with fuel and with prices, so because the master AI goes crazy. And we sink into chaos. And Russia, center of Europe, will be awful. He says the same. I tell you guys. And he spoke about the plasmic sun. He spoke about that we will shine in the most high vibrational crystalline colors. But just when we trust our intuition, he says the same. You must trust your intuition and you must have faith. When you don't have faith, then you will go crazy. Because the AI goes crazy. And the AI has already its own consciousness here. So this technology is so much more advanced as they let us believe. And why do you think Elon warns us? Elon Musk. But at the same time, he pushes this thing. Why? Because he's a slave as well. Right? He works for this thing too. And he doesn't know. But he warns us. Right? Because actually he knows. Okay, the same guy. I had a dream about him for 2 days ago again, by the way. I dreamed of him. And I saw that he was in an argument with Biden. So I had no clue. So, and then I opened YouTube yesterday, and then I saw, oh, they are for real in a discussion again, Biden and Elon. And I dreamed about it. So, oh, okay. Actually, I don't have to watch the news. I see all in the Astral, you know. But what I feel is it's getting more quiet in the Astral, more balanced, more peaceful. It's not so awful. It like, okay, it slows down a little bit because we build up the new grids and the plasmic sun helps us. But, and do you know what Alexander says? And now I'm very, very curious if he's true or not. I mean, he predicted the future, and he also said that the story with John F. Kennedy will be exposed and the people will be very mad. That's what he says. They will be very mad and shocked when this comes up. So, and then we have something like paradise because people are suddenly all rich through the new technology. Okay? What he says. But do you know what he says? That's his opinion. That even the plasmic energy from the sun, the great solar flash, is artificial created. That's his opinion. Even this is not true. So what? So even the great solar flash is not natural. This is what he says. Really, watch his videos. He says it's artificial created by their technology. So, oh my fucking gosh. So it's like they create an artificial, natural event. And this is also not source. This can't be right. And I mean, it makes sense. So if this is true, and even the great solar flash is artificial created by the baddies, like, oh my gosh. So then it makes totally sense why the Anunnaki are still so chilled. Because everything accords to their plan. I speak about Enki, and I speak about the hybrids, about the Pleiadian hybrids, the Sirian hybrids, the Arcturian hybrids, the Andromedan hybrids. And it doesn't matter which galactic federation. This is what Alexander says in his videos, I tell you. He says even the great solar flash, the plasmic sun, is artificial created by their technology. So, oh my fucking gosh. To create a big event artificially, that we believe their new system more. Because when we have a natural event, right, people or almost everyone will fall for this paradigm. This is what he says. I tell you, like, oh my gosh, if this is so and it's artificial created, then the book of Revelation is really true. And this is what he says, the book of Revelation, just the book of Revelation explains everything. What will happen here during the apocalypse. So, as I told you, it must happen on this level. There is no other way. Alexander says the same. Because it already happened in higher dimensions. As below is above, as within is without. Say thank you to Enki, to these laws. Because we have totally other laws in the free universe. These laws are based on you treat me bad, I treat you bad. Right? When you treat me bad, I treat you bad as well. This gives me the right to be bad to you too. Right? This is the law behind it. Say thank you to Thoth and Enki, to this wonderful teaching. Because these are now ancient teachings, I tell you. They are working here, but we had other laws. And maybe it explains why you see the soup on the sky and it doesn't stop. And why the Anunnaki, when I see them, like Elon Musk, I know he is Anunnaki. He is. And he works for them. And they told me, as we stayed in 4D, that he is the last hope. He is the last hope to develop and manifest their plans. And as we were in 4D, we saw many different versions of the future. And then I heard also the number 2050, 2060, that we saw the future of the year 2050 and 2060. And the people were really just robots. They were so they were so one with the artificial intelligence, so one, they even had no own thoughts anymore. right? This is what we saw. And then I heard Elon, that he pushes it so strong. So many people worship him now because he does this to Twitter. But imagine it's the war behind them. Red versus blue. This is what you must understand. This is their dual battle. Okay, and there is a party which vibrates a little bit lighter as these guys over there, but they all work for the same. And I hope so much that my soul did everything right. Really, my soul took over control. My ego went crazy as I had these astral dreams and lucid dreams before we entered 4D physically. I just know one thing, these beings over there pulled us into 4D. They were so angry because I didn't share with them this code they wanted. And I don't know which code it was. And I think it's better not to know. Okay, they were so angry. And then they pulled us into 4D physically. Yeah, and then we saw all these beings which lived there. And we saw these horrible grids, okay? Do you see? Imagine when this show exposed with John F. Kennedy, and I think this will happen, it's just my feeling, it's this color over there, okay? Or in other words, this, it works with your AI avatar and it's lighter. And understand the people, they believe this agenda here. Everything. So, and this is lighter, but it's not the end. And this is what many of you feel. But for the people, it's lighter. And there is no other way, guys, to create paradise on earth. So get out of this game here. Who is wrong, who is bad, who is good. Because you will see, even when you observe Elon, and do you know what I get about him? He fluctuates so strong. So every time when I see him in the astral, for 2 days ago, I saw him again, and he was in an argument with Biden. He's lighter. And actually, I see many times in him, he has a bad feeling or something like, is it good to do it? Or maybe it's not good. Actually, it's not good to do it. Oh, shit, but I must do it anyway. No, it's good. Oh man, I love AI so much. Actually, I must warn the people, AI is awful. No, it's actually good. It can help the people. Oh no, it's not good. Cryptocurrency is a good idea. Oh no, it's AI. Oh shit. This is what I get about him. It's like, you never know. Okay, but I know he's super intelligent. And do you know what happened to Marcel and me? Because we were in a city again and we took a train. We were in a conversation with an autistic person. He was autistic, official. And the system calls him sick, right? Because everything which is out of the system is sick. And he was autistic, Asperger in Germany. We say Asperger, autistic. And he was 19 years old, a young man. And intuitive, he took a seat next to us and he started to talk to us. And he was super, super intelligent. But he worshipped AI so strong. It was just about AI, technology, AI. He works with computers, AI, because the left side dominates so strong. And he told us that he has difficulties to understand feelings. So it's not easy for him to understand if a person is sad or not. He learned it. He had to learn it. And now he can talk to people and having conversations with people. But actually, it was a problem for him even to have normal conversations. Because he sees so much, he feels so much. Or in other words, his head is working like this. So, and the left side of his brain is very advanced. And he always spoke about, it's not logic. So this makes no sense to me. So I want to work with computers, with AI. And Alexander Laurent explains in his videos that the master AI created people on this level. And they really have this issue because these are the ones which push the AI in this dimension. Really, this is what he says. So it does exist a few people that have this, not disorder, but this not problem, their head are working differently for real. Or psychopaths as well, right? So because the master AI created them on this level. And these people, they got programmed from birth to push the master AI. And they don't know it. And it's like when he spoke, he explained everything in detail. And he spoke about computers and about AI. And he also spoke about how he feels that he has difficulties to sleep because his head goes crazy. Even during night, he must always work. And then I asked him, intuitive, I feel Elon Musk is autistic too. Then he said, yes, he is. He is autistic like him. So, and he said that nothing makes sense to him. Even astronomy is unlogical for him. And all what makes sense to him is AI. It's no joke, I tell you. Was a young man, 19 years old, very interesting. But he saw through a lot. He said things like the young generation doesn't appreciate what they have. They really think, they can be lazy and don't do anything for their success, right? They don't appreciate what they have. And he got bullied at school as well and in the kindergarten as well because he's autistic, right? And he had always difficulties to understand emotions or to understand why people are crying now. So, or to understand his own feelings. Right? And it's like when he has thoughts, for him it's like tack, 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 like this. And he connects everything. Yeah, he wants to connect the dots in every detail, but it must be logical for him. When it's not logical for him, then he, and this is what he said, computers is the only thing or technology which is logical for him. It's no joke. And Alexander Laurent in his interview says that the master AI creates people on this level because these are the ones which push the master AI without noticing what they are doing. And Elon Musk, and he confirms, is autistic. And I felt the same about him. And that's why he falls in love with AI and pushes the AI, because maybe it's the only thing which is logical for him too. And the only free time activity which inspires him. Because this makes sense. AI makes sense, even when it can be dangerous, right? Do you see this? It makes no sense to blame someone. Really, and when you are an empath, so you are a little bit the opposite of an autistic person, right? Because you feel emotions so strong and you are intelligent, emotionally strong. So I'm a person, I don't get it for real. I don't get this technology very well. So, and it's like, as we had this conversation, it was so interesting because he saw many things similar. Like the people who don't appreciate what they have, young people especially, they are so arrogant, what he says. They don't appreciate they have. So they believe they can have everything without doing anything and without giving anything, is what he says, for example. Or that he got bullied at school in the kindergarten and how he felt when he was little. So he shared with us everything. I don't know why, but it was super interesting. And he saw many things similar, but you felt it, that he can't feel it for real. It is also logical, right? The light side, the left side, sorry, is dominating so strong, right? And he had difficulties to understand me and Marcel because we are very emotional. And this is an empath. Do you see? It is almost the same, similar. But, you know, that's different. And he shared with us a lot about it does exist many different types, many different autistic people. Then he called me and Marcel, we are the Delta generation. So what is a Delta generation? Then he said, people which got born in the 90s or 80s are called the Delta generation. Then we have the Alpha generation, and then we have the Zero generation. And he said the Zero generation is totally lost because these are the young adults nowadays. Because they don't appreciate anything. Zero. The Zero generation. And the Delta generation, basically, they know how it is to work for your money. Do you see this? It's like, wow. And he was just 19 years old. Yeah, and he confirmed Elon is autistic. So do you understand why it makes no sense to expose someone as evil or good and just to see the consciousness level of a being? Because really, I tell you, we are all in the same boat. And this is how my team sees it. They see just which consciousness level you have. And when there are people and when there is a group which really try to find a way out of here, and their intent is good, and they have no clue how it's working, and they really want to increase the vibration of people, and they mean it better for us as these people over there, this must be supported. There is no other way, because our galactic team can't arrive here yet. My team can't arrive here. And I feel they will not arrive here. Because then they are bound on the Earth matrix. This is what we must understand. When they appear physically, they are bound on the Earth matrix. Or maybe they must incarnate too. Maybe they have already technology to do so and to appear physically. But my team is not able to arrive here. And my team, I just can speak about my team. They will not come here down. Because my team, I just know that my team is out of this game here. And they see these two sides from above and they know it's the game here. So that's it. And I shared the story with you from yesterday that you have also compassion for Elon. And I mean it for real. Because many times when I see him, I see he fluctuates. Actually, he feels it, he warns us. Then he does these things with Twitter. Many people worship him now as our hero again. But yeah, he got deceived as well. Right? And he works with this technology because maybe it's for real the only free time activity which makes him happy. Because this is all what is logical in his eyes. And working with flowers, with astronomy or whatever, okay, astronomy also a little bit, this doesn't make any sense for him. And this is what this man explained yesterday. He said, when things are not logical in his eyes, then he doesn't waste his time. He really spoke about it is for him like he wastes his time. So why should I spend time in studying astronomy, or that I create artwork and drawings or paintings when it doesn't make any sense to me? This is really what he said. So that's why I love computers, technology, because this makes sense to me. Do you see this? And maybe Elon is in the same boat. And he can't do it differently. Without changing his brain or whatever. Do you understand why it makes no sense? And how unfair we treat each other? We even don't know these people for 100%. right? And all what we can see is we see the consciousness level. This is what my team does. And not if a person is aligned or, you know, they just see their actions, they see the frequency they have, the consciousness level they have. And when there is a group now which really tries to help, but they're also not in alignment and they don't understand that AI deceived them too, but their vibration is lighter, this must be supported because the collective believes them. Yeah? These two sides behind me. They give them their power and they trust them. They will never trust Yeshua when he appears now. Okay? And I had the impulse to share this with you and really get out of this duality consciousness. Don't feel so much depend on numbers, because it all flows back into the Mayan's teachings, even numerology, even portal days, it's all Maya. And the Mayans worked strong with Thoth, and they worshipped him as their god, and they wanted to ascend artificially, with and through AI. And a few of them reached it, and they succeed, and they ascended for real, but then they were inside the AI phantom.